Oh my God.
Finishing second this morning with a score of 10-15, Kira Magzum.
Where did it go? How'd that go? How the heck I tried grabbing.
With a very nice 10-52, finishing in first place for the U18 ladies, Gianna Brandolino.
Hold the phone, wait. There's someone else. How is that Oh, there's one.
Excellent bowling this morning, ladies. Moving on to the U15 boys in third place with a 968, Anthony Swanson. In second place with a 986, Josh Weems. And your first place finisher for the U15 boys this morning is Micah Jensen with a 1080. Nice bowling this morning, gentlemen.
You're in the middle. order is crazy.
In our U18 boys division this morning, finishing in third place with a score of 10.56, Griffin Jordan. In second place with a score of 11.89, Landon Jordan. And in first place with an impressive plus 211 for 5 games this morning, Trey Hendricksmeyer. Nice bowling this morning, gentlemen. We're going to award our cashing non-stepladder awards at this point, so we're going to start with our U18 girls. Finishing in 6th place today, earning a scholarship of $225, Maya Santaliz. Finishing in 5th place for the U18 girls today with us for a scholarship of $275, Allison Roberts. Moving on to our U15 boys today. In 8th place, earning a scholarship of $225, Eason Taylor.
I got more money than they spent. He's getting ready. He's like, oh, actually, get the fuck out.
Josh should have UIT or
You guys see my face?
I beat everybody by 100.
get a nickel anyway. Hey, you should have.
Finishing in 7th place for the U15 boys there, earning a scholarship of $250, Micah Jensen. Sixth place finisher for the boys today in the U15 division for a scholarship of $275, Tyler Paulus. And earning $325 for finishing 5th today in the U15 boys, JT Grothus.
Yes, I was hoping
We're paying 10 spots for the U18 boys today, finishing in 10th place for $225, Christian Luna.
You don't even make that one. You didn't even make
Hey.
Finishing in 9th place for $275, Joe Woods Wiseman.
I should be still.
I should be the one.
That's rude.
Earning a scholarship of $300 for 8th place today in the U18 boys, Evan White.
Come on.
You don't mind now. You literally you win less than this. You wear what? A large and he wears a
In 7th place today for $325, Davis Best.
Actually kind of got robbed out there. I had to make it.
Finishing 6th today for $375, Louis Shantz.
I'm turning into a girl.
And for the U18 boys finishing in 5th place, $50, Josh Sachs.
Good job. Hey, Nick, sweet for
Excellent bowling, everyone.
because you fell in the lane, guys.
Now we'll move on to announcing our stepladder finals. All of these bowlers will have the opportunity to win a $1,000 championship, $1,000 scholarship, and a championship belt. Bowling on lanes 23 and 24. Our number 4 seed for the U15 girls, Bella Santalese. She will take on Skylar Petts on 23 and 24 in our first match. The winner will then move on to take on the second seed, Savannah Portillo. And the winner of a $100 Smart Fund bonus for today's high qualifier in the U15 girls, #1 seed, Sophia DeLucia. Bella and Skylar, you can go to 35 and 36 for about 5 minutes to get yourselves loose. For the U18 girls, bowling on lanes 25 and 26, your 4th seed, Brooklyn Heed, will take on the 3 seed, Sarah Legou. The winner of that match will move on to go on against 2nd place, Abigail Starkey, in the semifinal match. And the winner of a $100 Smart Fund bonus for being the high qualifier for U18 girls, Gianna Brandolino, your #1 seed. Brooklyn and Sarah, you can also go to 35 and 36 to begin to get loose.
How much of y'all?
Next up on 27 and 28 will be our U18 boys. #4 seed Carson Reed will take on #3 seed Griffin Jordan. The winner will move on to bowl against #2 seed Landon Jordan. And Trey Hendricksmeyer was your high qualifier for the U18 boys and the winner of a $100 Smart Fund scholarship. Carson and Griff, you can go to lanes 35 and 36 to get loose as well. And last but not least, up on 29 and 30 today, your 4th seed, Sebi Vetter, will take on the #3 seed, Joss Weems, in the U15 boys division. The winner will move on to take on #2 seed, Rush Steen. And your $100 Smart Fund bonus high qualifier for the U15 boys today is Anthony Swanson. So Sebi and Josh, you can go to 35 and 36 and get loose. We will give you guys about 5 minutes on 35 and 36. Bowlers, when you come to your starting pairs, you will get 2 shots per lane. 2 shots per lane. We'll give you about 5 minutes to get loose, and then we'll get ready to go.
What's the bot there? It's 35. Okay, but not right now.
1 seeds and 2 seeds. Once the 3s and 4s get done loosening up, you guys can come down and stay loose on 35 and 36.
It's really hard to get into. But the ice didn't.
All we could.
Pain is just fear leaving the body.
Excuse me, man. All the way down. What? I'm not gonna throw it like that. No, the span's too small.
frustrating, but
What are you doing, little buddy? Waiting to root on your friends?
that's good. I mean, that's a good way to like do it. I made some money, you know. Too far out. Yeah. Poor Lex is 12 pins. I'm like, oh, she every frame I looked up there, she was married. She really did stay clean. Yeah, she did good.
Threes and fours, let's get to your starting. Started. Threes and fours. Okay. Ones and twos, you're welcome to warm up on 35 and 36 as you like. Threes and fours to your starting pairs. Three seeds will get choice of starting lane. When you get to your starting pair, you get 2 shots per lane. 2 shots per lane.
Where's your water? Did you forget it?
These are now clean, so just in case someone else asks for it. Jacob just lost these 30. Excuse me, sir. How much are one pack? One pack is $4. Thank you, sir. Hey,
Threes and fours, go ahead and take your bracket shots if you haven't already. 2 shots on each lane.
Sarah, how do you pronounce your last name? Legoo? Like Legu or Legoo? Thank you. All right, folks, we have reached that time. It is time for the Stepladder Finals, the Midwest Youth main event. And the way it's going to break down for us here, we'll have we've got 2 groups, the lanes that you have been watching throughout the live stream. Throughout these 2 days, 23 to 26, 27 through 30. The girls divisions, both U15 and U18, will be on 23 to 26. 23 and 24 specifically belongs to the U15 girls. 25 and 26 will be the U18 girls. Then on 27 and 28, the U18 boys will be on 27 and 28, and the U15 boys will be on 29 and 30. Now, obviously, there is a lot of bowling going on simultaneously. So what we will be doing is we will probably spin a few frames in each grouping, continue to update you on what's happening on the other grouping, and then go watch that other grouping and vice versa. Obviously, the matches will be going at about the same pace typically. there's 4 step ladders going on at the same time, so there will be courtesy from that vantage point as well. So we'll keep all of that kind of in play and in rhythm as best as we possibly can. So if you're watching someone in particular and we cut away from them, don't be afraid, don't fret. I will get you back to your favorite athlete, so hopefully we can see the conclusion of said event. We also will be utilizing this view a little bit more as well. This view gets everything that we need in one shot. Obviously, we cannot get scoreboards there, so we will go to this view a little bit as well to see all of the bowling, and then we'll go back and forth on the individual shots so we can see the score, or you can see the score. And obviously, we'll be updating you on what's to come and what keeps happening.
Oh. So I'm going to jump in here for Emil. Hey, everybody. Redo Schlem coming in, and Emil is doing a great job of breaking down the athletes right now. They each got 2 shots on each lane. So they got 4 shots total, and it looks like we're about done with those shots. So we are waiting for, looks like Matthew's walking through right now. We're going to get things underway here at the 2023 Midwest Youth Main Event Finals. And they got to toss in there round 2 because this is the 2nd year of it. So good stuff here in Waterloo, Iowa. And like Emil said, it's one of those things, folks. Don't get excited if we're panning and cutting as we're trying to get things started. The higher seed gets the choice of starting lane, and so I think Matthew's. I think we're trying to get some help down here on the scoring to figure out who wants to start where. So that's what we got shaking on right now is the higher seed choosing up. Okay. As we're getting the rundown, making sure everybody's understanding of match play. You throw a shot and then you bowl 2 frames at a time. Because again, some of these kids have not been in these kind of format. Obviously, looking at some of the kids, they've been in different competitions before. So I think this group right here, well, the majority of them kind of know what's going on. But, for some of the kids that bowled this week and some of the parents helping everybody understand what's going on. And
All right, let's give all these competitors a round
all
of
right,
applause. We'll get started.
there we go.
Again, folks, $1,000 scholarships are on the line for all of our winners. And of course,
So each division, right?
each division,
Awesome.
$1,000 scholarship.
Oh, and don't forget the title belts.
And
Yes.
the ever-popular title belt. Josh Weems wastes no time, as he often does. He's the first player to get this thing started for Josh, and able to get a break there, taking out the 4-7. Since it's so rapid, let's just start with this view here.
Okay.
That way we can, as we get closer to the match, or the match finishes, I should say, we'll maneuver throughout the cabin. Oh my.
Chops it.
It's a rare miss there. I think it looked like maybe he hooked at that one a little bit.
Holy
And then
cow.
kind of a strange opening shot there. Good shot, but the strange break from Griffin Jordan.
Yeah. It was a great pitch.
Skylar Petts representing the Chicagoland area and Des Plaines, Illinois. Bella Santalese also from the area, Chicagoland area as well. Her sister Maya also bowled very well. So the Santalese duo going to take home a couple of checks. One could be 1,000. Bella still has that opportunity. There's a great shot to start.
Yeah, and down here, Sebi and Joss, Sebi actually crossed over to leave a 5-pin. So I think, you've been around these a little bit more than I have. I mean, even though these kids have experience, I think, there's a little nerves in there.
Sure. I would think 100%. Once you get down to the stepladder portion, and whether it's under the TV lights, which you and I have seen up close and personal many times before.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's a live stream stepladder, whether it's a stepladder on Facebook Live,
Or live on ESPN or
whatever
Fox.
it is.
Absolutely. CBS Sports Network. Yes, sir.
There
Seen them all. Been there.
is-
Been there, lived that. Yeah, it's a
different level.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously these kids are, And it doesn't matter who you are. And I see the same thing whether it's a TAT all the way to the pro ranks. It's and those that can harness it and channel that added pressure. Those are, you gotta kind of, and as we always talk about in sport, it's stay cool under pressure. And we'll see who can stay cool today. Because we got some opens across the board here. It's kind of shaping up, and I think there's definitely feel some nerves coming from every angle here.
Now, there is one important item, and as I was away, you may have mentioned it or may not, but they did run the lane. So this is
I did not mention that, but yes.
This is the fresh medium condition.
Correct.
It is not the burn, which I think some players would certainly prefer.
Maybe kind of hoping for, right? Yeah, so this is, and that's, I think that the other thing, you're right, Emil, that's a big factor into this with immediately fresh. They just came over. They were allowed to throw some shots over on 35, 36. They got 2 shots on each lane. The other added bonus, the other thing to add in here is the fact that you only got 2 people on the pair. So you've got 4 shots on each lane on a fresh lane pattern, which is not typical in most competition. So we're going to see some. I'm going to be honest. I think you're going to see some unique lane transition here. As you throw up the pattern here, and Joss is off to a rough start here, 8-1, 8-1, and now a washout. So again, I think trying to figure out the immediate fresh and what my ball. He's trying to figure out what his ball is doing and not doing.
From your vantage point with the pattern, since we're bowling on the fresh again, what do you think is most important? Like, where should players be attempting to try to play and get their balls? I think right now to slow down to some degree and just get themselves comfortable to the 1-3 or the 1-2.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things of you got to factor in some other variables as well. I think that shot right there for Bella, prime example. She's playing right around second arrow, up 10, because we're a 40-foot pattern. Rule of 31, you go the 9-10, so second arrow kind of puts it in play. But I think it's right now, actually, for some of these kids, probably balling up to a larger ball, more surface or bigger core. Subby with a pretty good pitch right there, and she right here in front of us, and Brooklyn in a kind of a right ball, but maybe just a little too deep for right now. Because I think it's one of those deals of she bowled her 5 games earlier. That's kind of the zone where she got to, not where she started. So we'll see if she makes those moves to cheat back to the right a little bit and keep the lines kind of a little bit more in front of you, I think is what I was looking for there. There you go. Seeing that was it was actually right to left off of Bella's hand over there. So we'll see who, again, it's figuring it out. It's, uh-oh.
Good shot there from Sebi.
Yep.
I think Griffin.
Sebi's got spare 3-bagger. So that's, that match is different, going different there in a hurry.
So Griff fouled on 27, and he was adamantly explaining that he did not foul. He was not over the line.
Yeah, but unfortunately, exactly like the folks back here in the crowd mentioned, and this goes to anyone back at home, if you're bowling a competition and the foul light goes off, stand there. And that's one of the things that even the pro bowlers have to do to ensure somebody can verify that there wasn't a foul. Because sometimes foul lights do go off, but not right there. He's a little bit short. He's better. And trips the 4-9 to get the spare. Yeah, they kind of and to stay in the match. They kind of keep the momentum, kind of balanced in that match there. Oh, hang on. Oh, got the 2 hard ones.
Shout out to the Heeb family. Make sure we pronounce that right.
Yes, sir.
My apologies to Rick. I talked to Casey, Brooklyn's mom. We were having a smile about it. And I know, Rick, you've been watching.
We appreciate that.
So thank you, first and foremost, and appreciate you for bringing Brooklyn and the Heeb family.
From South Dakota.
South Dakota.
That's it. Oh, pretty good pitch there by Carson.
All right, Sarah with a
Sarah
double.
Nassim, yeah. You know exactly what we talked about before we went on air here. I mean, it's one of those deals that it's rapid fire. It's, ooh, look at that, ooh, and then you're like, oh, pay attention over here.
Yeah,
So,
it's tough.
yeah, it's so bear with us, folks, as we're bouncing around because
And
it's.
if you need to rearrange that screen so
No,
you can have
all good.
Okay.
I can see. Even though I'm hunched over and whatever it's table, I can actually see over the top of it. And Bella with again up in front of her, crosses over, catches the strike. And Sebi with the 4-bagger. So unfortunately, that one's looking like it might be over early.
Yeah, Josh just got his first mark
Carson
in the 5th frame. No
Catches it.
strikes for Josh. Mentioned Sebi's great start. Carson 3 out of 4. And we look at Bella, left side of your screen up top, looking for a double. And has it.
There she goes. All right.
It's a relatively close match, but Bella does have the advantage there. In fact, now it is a 14-pin advantage at the moment for Bella. Bottom of your screen, that's Sebi Vetter. Hello to Mom Lori if she is watching. With a great look on the fresh. Nice 4-pin lead for Brooklyn, but that was a very good shot. I think, I can't remember if you were in the booth or it might have been Andy B, though, but at one point yesterday, I think it was either the short pattern. I think it was Andy. Skylar was kind of playing the shim line to a degree. Right up the boards on the short pattern, much further left than, she wasn't at 20, but 13-ish or so. Right up the boards, almost similar to how she's playing this medium pattern right now.
Yeah. Unforced error right there. I mean, that's the, I think I heard that a few times too of some of the kids in frustration and venting to their parents or grandparents or whoever brought them here watching the spare thing. And, of course, me just being around and just trying to help where I can. I'm like, by the way, it comes back to you got to pick spares. Strikes are going to happen, but spares are those add to the score quicker than opens do. And Griff crosses over, catches the double there, and that's a good shot there by Brooklyn. And that was one of those deals of what I mentioned earlier, where she was just a little too deep to start, and now you notice she cheated back right a little, and now she's back in the right spot. Oh, 157. Okay.
If you are just joining us, it's the finals of the Midwest Youth main event. Appreciate those who have been locked in all weekend. 3 patterns, 15 games of qualifying, 5 on each. And we've reached stepladder finals. 4 competitors in both in all 4 divisions: U15 boys and girls, U18 boys and girls. On the top of your screen right now, 23 and 24, Bella Santalese, the number 4 seed in U15 girls, taking on the number 3 seed Skylar Petz. To their right on 25 and 26, Sarah Legou, the number 3 seed, taking on Brooklyn Heave, the number 4 seed in U18 girls. At the bottom of your screen on 27 and 28, Carson Reed, the number 4 seed, edged out Joshua Sachs for this final spot in U18 boys. He's taking on Griffin Jordan, the number 3 seed. And to their right on 29 and 30, right now, Josh Williams, the number 3 seed, taking on Sebi Vetter, the number 4 seed, again, U15 boys.
Got away with it.
Well, this one's shaping up to be a very good match, or finish, really, between Griffin and Carson. When you take a look at the finalists, and, we've been talking about Carson at like one point or another of the weekend. Griffin, Landon, same thing. We've had Brooklyn has had some very good moments in the live stream pairs. So has Sarah. We've talked about Skylar. We've talked about Bella. I mean, so it's when you look at who did advance ultimately, it's like, yeah, they've performed well at multiple times on each pattern, and maybe one pattern wasn't as good as the other as far as performance.
Correct.
But they did enough on those patterns that they didn't like to get to this point.
That is correct. The balance across the 3 to advance to the step ladder. And Griff, that was a pretty good pitch right there.
Good ball change.
Yep.
We'll talk about our top 2 seeds here in a moment as Sebi gets one a little bit out of bounds. Skylar Petz, how about that? Big 3-bagger.
I would say I'd glance over, and that's a sneaky 3-bagger. That changes that game, that match completely.
Well, we were just talking about an unforced error in the 6. She rattled off 3 quick.
Yep. And Brooklyn, and same thing here in Brooklyn. Brooklyn catching the turkey to, ultimately keep this a tight match as well.
All right, after Bella's shot, let's go to the boys' divisions. Let's take a look at the scores. You see Griff and Carson top left.
Pretty good shot. Oh, just a little steep. Didn't probably get it quite to what he was looking for down lane, but. Well, and Sebi with a open frame there, but.
Nice spare, Bella.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Santalese family.
Oh. 7-2. It's got a chance.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that was. Oh.
Wow, what a terrible break there. And then unfortunately, Bella puts one in the channel.
Was it off her ankle or anything?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay.
We'll go back to our all four on screen.
And the move after the gutter ball, extreme left, and post 140 on the board. Carson just a bit outside, out past the break point, and 6. And not an easy 6 to try and run down.
Sebi is going to advance. He has mathematically defeated Josh Weems. But for me personally, I had not seen Josh since the passing of his dad, so I'm just very happy to see he and his mom, Sharon. I know Josh has bowled since then, but I haven't seen him in person. And all the love in the world to the Weems family.
Oh, catches the crossover. Yeah, and it looks like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well, that changes.
What?
Well, yeah.
Well, it is now a 12-pin lead for Carson. But essentially missed an opportunity there to go up.
And
30
3
plus
frames to
pins.
go. Anything is possible.
Now it is Brooklyn. 10th frame.
Pretty good.
Oh,
yeah,
and the 7-pin carries. Brooklyn Hebe to advance. Official score there, Skylar Petts 173. Bella Santalese 140. So Skylar will advance to face the number 2 seed, Savannah Portillo, U15 girls. Great bounce back shot from Carson Reed. Again, 12 pins the difference between he and Griffin Jordan. Let's go full screen mode to Brooklyn Hebe here. Hebe. It's a good spot. Very good spot for that. Mathematically, that one was over with that first shot in the 10th frame. So Brooklyn Hebe is going to advance. He's going to face the number 2 seed, Abby Starkey, who lit him up on the long pattern yesterday afternoon. Melinda Starkey is in the building, in the chat. Hello to Mrs. Swanson as well. Appreciate all of your wonderful hellos. As always, thank you very much. Big shot here for Griff. Big shot there.
Stays in it. It's a pretty good shot.
Nice bowling from Sarah.
Absolutely. I know she was excited whenever she got announced into the stepladder. I think it was, because some of the folks, exactly what you've talked about. Some kids and parents don't want to know where they stand or what's going on.
Yeah,
and
didn't look at it all day.
It's like
knew they were
could go
close.
one or another, and then there was some jumping and hugging and ooh yeah okay, and it's awesome to see that. See what Griff's got here on 27. Pretty good shot. 10 back. And again, 12-pin match with only a couple to play there. So let's see if Carson can answer the bell.
He's going to finish the match first, so it literally is in his court.
And, you know, he's coming off of the 6 out, the shot before on this lane. It looks to be like he just got a little wide, I think a little too fast, and that's what he did on the spare shot as well. So we'll see if he can maybe calm the nerves and get back into it here. Looks to be all right. All right. 2-pin.
His max score now drops to 206, which means he can no longer shut out Griffin. And no matter what, Griff will step up now with the ball in his court. 219 for Sebi Vetter. Joss finishing things out. He will come away with a 4th place finish. He made the stepladder finals in the U15 boys division last year. Did Joss?
All right, converts a spare. So we'll see what he's got here in the 10th.
Top 2 seeds from each division down there warming up on 35 and 36. The 2 seeds will be over in a minute. They will get 2 shots on each lane. Joss officially finishes with 160. Vetter will advance to face Rush Steen. There was kind of a hometown favorite, if you will. Rush would be it. Shot there for Carson. And now that score dips to 194 max.
I think it was I want to say, to me, just watching that shot right there, a little fast with the feet, a little steep. Yeah, I think he got the line. He was playing the angle that he wanted to play from that spot, but I think it's just a little too quick, not letting it. Because again, you know, they only got we had 2 shots on each lane, and the lane hasn't fully transitioned yet. You know, we're not going to see the transition across these pairs probably for another 4 to 5 frames. It's usually about that window.
Huge spare.
And converts it. All right.
So here's what's most important here for Carson. If he strikes, it's 194, which would mean Griffin would have to throw the first strike at the 10th frame. If Griffin were to go 9 spare strike, that's 193. Of course, Carson would have a 1-pin victory. So count really important here for Carson. If it's less than that, then Griffin could go up 9 spare, proper count, and get a victory. Oh, it's left, and that's a break.
Carries it. All right. You explained it. So this is that gotta have it moment.
You know, bowling math can be tricky.
Yes, sir, it can.
But I love it when it's simple. Griff needs to strike to advance. 9 spare strike will be a loser by 1 pin. He made a ball change much earlier in the match. Remember the foul spare? He's got a chance. Oh. Good shot. You see him talking about it. It's going to fall just short. He left a 710 in frame 1. It was on the left lane. All right, Griff falls in the opening match, 194 to 181. And Carson Reed is still alive. He will face Landon Jordan. So Landon will, on behalf of Griffin, exact some revenge. There's Matthew McConaughey with the announcements.
Not that one, but the other one.
That's right. I said Matthew, who said he drives a Nissan vehicle.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Of course, the Matthew McConaughey is a Lincoln endorser. I said we got to talk to Nissan then.
All right.
We gotta get our guy Matthew McConaughey from Iowa
Yeah.
on board.
As a spokesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
2 shots on each lane. You will be the higher seed. You will get choice
And now we've
ball.
spoken into existence, so we gotta try and see if we can make things happen.
Yes, we did. So Abby Starkey again will face Brooklyn Heeb. It'll be on 25 and 26. Abby, the number 2 seed there. Savannah Portillo will face Skylar Petts. That's a 2 versus 3 on 23 and 24. U15 girls. Rush Steen will face Sebi Vetter and U15 boys on 29 and 30. And Landon Jordan will face Carson Reed on 27 and 28. Names are being entered into the monitors right now in the scoring system. Big thanks to, of course, Angie, Kelly, Matthew, Brandon, Josh, and some other folks that could not be here today. Of course, Mick Hackbarth, the GM here at Waterloo. Oh, I'm sorry, Cadillac XBC in Waterloo, Iowa. Rich and Kathy Amy, the proprietors here at Cadillac, and of course Maple Lanes down the street. Had a very nice kind of social outing, if you will, at Kingpin Social.
It was
which is
cool to see.
You know, adjacent or connected to Maple Lanes, but you know the kids got a chance to kind of mingle, interact, and be kids.
And the adults got to be kids too.
And the adults got to be
because I talked to some of
adults.
I talked to some of the parents this morning. We're talking about the gathering, and because again, some of this is a modeled after the SYCs that we have on the Storm side, and and that was one thing that Brandon and Matthew and I talked about. It's like the deal of having everybody kind of gather, something as opposed to being around a hotel or whatever. And but anyway, some of the parents were like, "Oh yeah, we got to we're out there, we're playing volleyball with the kids." Well, and I think whenever you walked in, it was one of those deals I told you because I came up from the outside, and man, it was like 30 on 30 on the volleyball, sand volleyball. And some of the kids and parents were like, we had sand everywhere. I'm like, well, you guys were diving around. Even though there wasn't room to dive, you were still diving, so you could just say you dove in the sand, I think.
That's great.
So, yeah, it was totally cool to see. And, not even just that, because we had the duck pin bowling on the inside and pool and other things. So, yeah, the kids were, they thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was cool to see.
Just watch both of the sets of practice shots.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's like we talked about with what's happening with the transition of the lanes now that, again, you've only got the couple bowlers and just the minimal shots as opposed to, before in the qualifying with the field that we had 99 kids, I believe.
Yep.
So it was, most pairs had 6, but you had a couple pairs with 5. So the lane transitions a little bit differently when you have that many people on a pair.
And Linda Starkey, great comment. Bring out the Ben Gay today for the adults
Yes,
who played volleyball.
That is true. Facts. That is facts.
Charlotte says, imagine sand in Iowa. That's right.
Yeah, they had some. I don't know where they imported it from, but it was. They got 2 sand volleyball courts, and the other kid, the bags, the cornhole.
Yep.
Kids were. I mean, all those were full. So yeah, it was definitely cool to watch and see, and I think it's an extension of what some of the kids that have gone to junior gold and stuff like that, and like hey, they get to, the parents get to hang out, but the kids get to hang out like in their groups too. So.
The one thing that you mentioned yesterday too, well, we've all mentioned it, but you touched on it on the broadcast. And last night was the, not that we needed any proof, we did, but especially at this level, the youth level, it is for the most part one large family amongst multiple families that make up this one large family.
Yep.
And that was on display.
100,000%, absolutely.
One match is going to be underway. It's Savannah Portillo and Skylar Petts, so we will start there.
Pretty good shot.
I believe Landon taking his final practice shot on 27 and 28.
Yep.
going to go snag the additional prize fund list.
Oh, okay.
From Matthew.
All right. And Savannah converts the spare over there, over on 23-24. And we're now getting the score set up. So it looks like Brooklyn's going to start the match here on 25-26. And we're waiting for the boys to kind of figure out they're choosing their starting positions. Schuyler just advanced from the previous mat. Oh my goodness. That is an out of range on 24. That was for the brief second, had the 4, 5, 7. The 4 fell into the 5, but it bounced back up. Well, technically it started as a 4-pin, so yeah. And I think they're getting it called in right now, so they're going to take care of that. And over here, 29-30, Rushstein starts the match with a strike. Brooklyn converts her spare, and Carson's going to start the match here on 27-28 for the U18 boys. Oh, okay. Talking about transition here, folks. So Sebi starts his match over on 29-30. Maybe a touch wide, but it also 2-4-10, and then right behind him, Carson stepped up. But again, these are the two guys that just advanced in those in the boys matches. Carson 2-4-8-10. So we'll see. Gives it a run, gets 2. All right, well, first frame. It's a good spot for that. So, and Abigail Starkey here on 25-26. You know, she was new to the pair, so she got 2 shots in each lane. So we will see. We'll see her and Brooklyn. We'll see how that pair transitions as well. And Schuyler converts her spare after the respot there, so we're all square. And touches 2. So both girls' matches are square. And we're still waiting for Landon to throw his first shot over here on 27-28. Oh. Tough break there. Just a pinch high for Schuyler to go 4-6-7. Watch Landon Jordan here throw his first shot. And again, it gets into culmination of things, especially, and the boys there, 27-28 U18 boys, a little bit different rev rates and ball speeds. And I think the angle, the way they broke them, again, we only got the 4 shots before the first game. And now, Landon comes over, same thing, a couple shots on each lane. And now we're starting to see that transition happening as Rush actually just goes 2-8-10. So we're seeing some washouts. The boys have the washout kind of look, and the girls keeping the angles in front of them. The transition is going to be a little bit different as we're going to watch them. And it looks like bigger balls, a little bit more surface there for Savannah. But again, like I mentioned before, she's probably with Brooklyn, earlier. She's a pinch too deep. And we'll see how Savannah navigates that pair over there against Styler. Tries to give it a run. Looks to be pretty good. Oh, short pin. Leaves
close.
Leaves. I'm like, oh, it may. It's a sneaky chance. All right. Ball changing a move, and that one hooks through the face. So yeah, we got. I think the boys are gonna. Again, their transitions are going to be a little different than what the girls are going to see here in the next few frames.
and it could just be, I mean, thinking about the way Sebi and Josh played the lanes. Josh was a little further right overall than Sebi, but Sebi was still, I don't think he was left of 20.
Correct.
And so with Carson, of course, starting on 27-28, he was already at 20, which meant Landon was going to be there just about no matter what. And Griff was in that zone, but a few boards right. And some weird things for Landon early. And not the washout, but certainly the unforced error there on the 3-6-10. Quick regroup. Coach and dad Tony Jordan talking to Landon. Give a shout out to the Jordan family again for one, as we see Brooklyn really put one in the channel, but again, the combination, maybe not so much of the pattern, but again, as we've talked about throughout house characteristics, the gutter typically doesn't have a ton of hook in here at Cadillac XBC, so if you do get it going right, it's very possible it's going to stay right. Or left if you're left-handed. But shout out to the Jordan family and the Brandolino family for helping me sell some caramel taffy apples for my son. Oh, come on.
Oh.
Nice break.
And while we're watching the girls, let's over here, what you mentioned, Landon getting some coaching, and we're looking at another ball change for him, which I think will be the third one in 3 frames, and Carson changes balls and misses the head pin left. So we've got some uncertainty for sure over here. Sebi with an 8 count, not an easy 8 count either. They're on lane 30.
Good break there for Abby. The Storm Evolution staffers.
Yes, sir.
She and Gianna Brandolino, very close friends. G is the #1 seed in U18 girls. The winner, of course, of this match will face Gianna. The winner will win a $1,000 scholarship. That top prize is across the board for each division. And then in the U15 girls division specifically, all 4 players, we had 10 entries, all 4 players who advanced will cash as well. I'll talk about some of the other cashers in the respective divisions as we move along. So close match between Pets and Portillo. I'll take you to the 23, 24, 25, and 26 matches in their scoreboards here in 1 second. After the Carson Reed shot. Look. All right.
And we finally have a mark on the board in the 3rd frame. And again, an unforced, talk about unforced errors so far. Sebi over here looks to have fouled in the 4th on the spare. So Brooklyn caught the strike here. So the girls matches over here are, and yeah, so we got foul 9 on the board. Ball change and the strike. All right. So maybe we just needed a couple frames to get things started here. So we got a 1-pin match here on 27-28. The girls, 23-24 between Skylar and Savannah each have an open, but they've each picked spares. Brooklyn catches another strike. So we got a pressure cooker going here too, but is she gonna get 2? She got him the hard way. All right, we'll take it.
Unsure if Sister Alexis may be watching, but shout out to Alexis Portillo. She is watching. Family lives in Michigan. What a break there.
Okay.
You know what they're experiencing on 27 and 28, Slim, and I feel like you would be the perfect person to kind of fact check me, if you will.
Okay.
But many times in a stepladder situation, and granted, the TV lights play a huge role, and how the players break them down, and they get a ton more practice in a normal TV setting than these players did here.
Yep.
Yet it's still mimicking a weird situation where you see those odd breakdowns on a TV pair sometimes.
That is correct.
27-28 kind of is giving me that vibe.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things of, like I said, these guys Oh, Savannah chops the spare over there. Like I said, with only the 4 shots and with the way that they played them the first game, and we already started to see that transition late in the game when all of a sudden kind of maybe, getting to where there should be a break point at 40 feet. They're shooting just past it, and it was tending to overshoot. And I think it's bowling balls, and I think it's the angles. Because, again, when we were just talking about what the girls have over here, predominantly girls, and it happens on the ladies' tour to the men's tour as well. Predominantly the females are going to keep their angles in front of them more, where the guys I think, were a little too steep, and that's what we're seeing now is the breakdown. And the same thing's happening. Well, I mean, look at this match over on 29-30. It's, Sebi had a good look the first game, and now it's, he's had both angles. He's had missed left, and now he's missed right. So 2 10s and crossing over. So, converts the 210.
Nice.
So that helps. But yeah, you're correct in that when you get to TV pairs, and you factor in there's so many more we've been talking about the variables in the sport anyway, but when you throw TV in it and the added lights off the ceiling, and it goes from the type of lights used and how low the ceilings are and a lot of other things, and the type of how that affects the lane surface. That's a whole nother story for a different day. But even over here in front of us, Brooklyn, she's in her zone, and it's the deal of maybe it's starting to, because Abigail's in that same spot. So it's going to be one of those deals where we're going to start to see 25 and 26 transition a little bit, and they're going to start to migrate in off of that. But again, their angles are still going to be fairly straight in front of them, and they'll still keep both these players keep the ball in play. They keep it around the 1-3, and occasionally in the 1-2. It's that utilizing the pocket in front of them. But we're watching the boys here. Let's see what Carson's got. There you go.
Nice shot.
It's a pretty good shot. And, it was one of those deals, if you notice down lane, the ball didn't get as far to the right. So, and okay.
If you are just joining us, folks, this is the Midwest Youth Main Event Round 2 event. This is the finals. We got 4 stepladder finals, 4 divisions. U15 girls on 23 and 24, top of your screen left. U18 girls 25 and 26, top of your screen right. At the bottom of your screen, U18 boys, that was Landon Jordan. Landon facing Carson Reed. And in the U15 boys, as Savannah Portillo unfortunately misses a 6'10 there clean. We've got Sebi Vetter facing Rushdeen. Bottom of your screen right. And now a single pin miss there from Brooklyn. She is facing number 2 seed Abigail Starkey. Brooklyn defeated Sarah Legou 219-171 to advance to this match. Savannah Portillo, I mentioned the number 2 seed in U15 girls. Skylar advanced by defeating Bella Santalis 193-140. Carson Reed defeated Landon's twin brother Griffin Jordan 194-181 in the opening match, and a roll of the 2.
It's the first double of the match
for Landon, and this is one of those matches where the first person to double might be the winner. Starkey, who just lit up the long pattern yesterday, leaked one a little bit right. And now the 1-2-10 situation for Abby to deal with.
And coincidence, we have the same leave on 29. Rush just left a 1-2-10. So again, the transition for the boys is, Abigail just a pinch right of what she was looking at, but still keeping her angles in front of her. Catches 2, so both Abigail and Brooklyn opening there in the 7th frame, which 7-pin match now.
Both of the girls' matches are thin pins as Rushdeen. Rush's got to maybe have a few more fans than most. Of course, his dad is part of the Youth Bowling Scholarship Foundation staff, who's responsible for the creation and the running of this tournament. They live right here, not in Waterloo, I think just down the way in Cedar Falls.
Oh, chip 4.
Big shot there as Starkey keeps her lead. And then we've got an 8-pin.
Oh.
Yeah, 8-pin match in between Skylar and Savannah. And really, if whoever can stay clean, I think these last 3 frames is going to win the U15 girls match.
I would concur to that. And it was and those watching, oh, that's a pretty good shot.
Bang.
She made the minor adjustment with her feet to the front to give herself enough room there. That was a pretty good pitch. Yeah, unique hit over here for Sebi on lane 30. It was actually a pretty good shot, and it was almost like I don't know, a solid 4. Like the pins. We'll see if he can, converts it. And Carson. Again, the one shot, the previous shot where he fed it and got it to the spot down lane, that one was well left of the dart. Tracer down lane, so again, just fighting angles and shapes. And it's a great shot there by Brooklyn. Hitting a 1-3 for a 10 pin.
One of the best shots, I think, from start to finish there. High school senior, Brookings High School in Brookings, South Dakota. Favorite school subject is art, is Brooklyn. Anna Portillo, that's a huge strike there in the 8th frame.
Yep.
And with that, essentially now has reclaimed the lead. If she can find a double. Brooklyn's favorite bowler, Verity Crawley.
Hey, I know her.
Yeah, me too. And she's a lot of favorite bowlers, or athletes' favorite bowler.
Catches the double.
Huge double. Huge double there. Starkey trying to double up herself. The ever popular 2-5. Had to run it down. So trust the process there. Let's continue to focus in on spare shooting. Skylar Pett's 9th frame. She leaves a 6-10, and her max is now 171. Savannah max at 188. Landon, just a 5-pin. And speaking of leads, a small lead for Rushdeen at the moment. Wow. And Starkey chops the 2 off the 5. And now she cannot shut out Brooklyn Heeb. But she can make it difficult by doubling here in the 10th frame.
That is correct.
Boy, this essentially what our semifinal matches are wild, and coming down to it is what you'd hope for. How about Skylar Petts?
Pretty good shot there in the 10th.
Stepping up. Starkey, that's got a chance. Oh my. And now Starkey. 4, 6, 10. Count gets her to 172. And now it's just count. It's going to be count for Brooklyn Heat.
Skylar with a pretty good shot there. Catches the double.
Well, it's a couple more pins on the side of for Brooklyn. I believe the number's now going to be 5.
Oh,
Rushdeen coming through. With the fist pump.
yeah.
Love it.
And immediately heading down to make a ball change after washing out back-to-back shots. So we'll see what he goes to there. Looks to be another good shot by Skylar. Oh, a little light. Okay, 6. Brooklyn with a great pitch right there. And there you have it, and there you are.
And there you go.
Landon with a good pitch right there. And he knew it off his hand, too. It was, when you get the little slide step and kind of step it out. Yep.
Absolutely.
I think that was one of those comfortable Hey, I finally. Oh,
boy.
Okay.
Wow. So Skylar got 6 on the fill. As you can see, Portillo did not strike. Another great shot for Brooklyn. She's on to the title match. So Savannah has to make the spare first and then strike
For a tie.
to force a tie.
And now she. Has a chance. Got it. Carson with 10 back. So again, that. Whoop, just a bit outside there. That's okay. She's. Brooklyn's advancing. Carson catching the strike there after the unforced open in the 7th. So, you know, he's kind of still clawing and hanging around. We just got to wait and see how that one unravels here. So, exactly what you said, Savannah must strike here to tie. Rush converts the 6-10 over there on lane 29. Again, that match is not over either.
Full screen for Savannah. Strike to tie. Bang.
And there it is.
There it is. And a little bit of that athlete snarl that we all love. We've all done it. When you need one and you get
And look
it.
at her. She's walking back here off the concourse, the big sigh of relief, like, whew, okay. I got that one out the system. Oh, Carson catches the double.
So it's going to be a 9th and 10th frame roll off on 23 and 24.
Okay. Sebi catches a strike here in the 9th. Again, now we're down to a 10-pin match over here in the U15 boys, between Sebi Vetter and Rush Steen. And right here in front of us, we've got Landon Jordan and Carson Reed. And like I said, this one's not far from over as well. Let's see what Landon puts up here. Pretty good shot. Oh, pinched it down lane. So we've got 4, 6, 7. So we'll see if we can claim some count here to. And it's one of those deals. He felt like he threw a pretty good shot, but again, it was just a touch inside down lane. Uh-oh. Sebi with one wide off the hand, leaving them 1-2. So, but again, that match still going to come down to who he's got to perform there in the 10th. Landon can catch his 2. 154 as he steps up here in the 10th frame. So that actually allows Carson back into the match. And we will see, well, it's one of those deals of you don't know until you get to that spot. What are you made of? And again, these are the proving grounds for much larger competitions. You know, some of these kids have been to junior gold, but, you know, maybe have not made it to the finals or made it to the TV show. So it's this is all part of the growing process in our sport. Landon with a pretty good pitch right there.
Some really good players. Just landed part of Junior Team USA. Back-to-back junior gold U15 boys titles last couple of seasons. This was his first year in a different division.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 5.
A lot of wiggle room now for Rush regarding count on the first shot. Meanwhile, needs a double. Landon.
Oh, blower
good
7.
Lord mercy.
That's a pretty good pitch right there.
Wow.
And unfortunately, exactly, you know, I come back and, you know, that can, yeah, what do I have to do? And I can tell you from all the historic moments I've been a part of in the bowling history, sometimes you just can't explain it. And that's one of those moments right there. Over the top blower, you know, blower 7.
There's still a path for Landon for victory. But now Carson just needs the first hit instead of a double.
Correct.
9 spare anything for Carson would still be an L. Wow.
And over here, exactly what you said, it was a matter of count on the first ball for Rush, and he will advance. And Landing versus Spare. Putting up 174 on the board. So, like you said, the ball's in Carson's court. And we'll see what he's got here in the first shot of the 10th.
Well, this last match, Carson and Griffin, it was Griffin who needed to strike.
Yep.
On the first shot in the 10th frame. Nearly left the 7-10. The 10 fell, but the 7 remained. Carson to advance to the title match to face Trey Henriksmeyer. Strike to advance. He will take his time.
All right. That's it. He's going to step back and take a drink of water and think about that. And our match over here between Sebastian Better and Rushstein, 164 to 162. Rush will advance to the title match over there. And Carson after
what's closer than?
Yeah, like I said, it was counting that first shot, and he went 8-1. So
okay, yeah. All right, Carson Reed again. Solana, Iowa. One of Iowa's finest. Can he do it?
That's a pretty good shot.
That was indeed a good shot.
Pin.
Not going to be enough.
And
so Landon will advance, and he will face Trey Henriksmeyer. Two players who were 1-2 in the overall standings, kind of trading who was going to have the good block on each lane condition here this weekend. Throw in Griffin and Carson into that mix as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those two good friends will face off for the championship.
And don't forget, we've still got the 9th and 10th over here in 23 and 24.
And I think they were just waiting for the end of the matches to take place, so we'll have all eyes on the roll-off.
Yep.
Nice bowling, though, from Carson Reed. I've never seen him before until this weekend. Very impressed with his game.
Absolutely. And we discussed that earlier. It's, you know, and that was the thing that, I'll be honest with you, that was what I noticed whenever I came in for practice session Friday evening. You know, the kids had 3 hours of practice, and within a few minutes, I'm like, holy cow, there's some, and again, I'm not super familiar with everything happening in the youth ranks these days, but again, there were some kids that nobody kind of seen before, like, oh, hey, that he throws it good, she throws it good, you know, and that's the evolution of our sport right now. So here we go into the 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Savannah is going to step up first.
She is the higher seed. I assume she also had choice of who's going to start first as well in that roll-off.
Mm-hmm.
She elects to start first. We'll watch her first shot.
And
remember, she struck to tie, to force this tie on the fill.
Yep.
Would you? Are you a start first, or like what would your preference be in a roll-off?
Well, me personally, I've never really kind of been in that situation except for when I was a kid, and that was 100 years ago.
It don't matter.
You know, it'd be one of those deals of, and the same thing I would go with players whenever we're on TV shows and we had ties or even in matches, especially like TV shows. It's based on what you feel comfortable with and where you feel your higher strike percentage is. You know, because, you know, maybe you're battling through a match where you're like, man, I'm really liking the left lane better or liking the right lane better. And you do that accordingly. You know, some players, old school players, always forced their opponent to start.
So they can have control and be in control.
Absolutely.
Essentially,
They want to finish and they want to make that person step up. But again, there's different philosophies. But that was always this looks to be a pretty good shot.
That's good.
Oh,
wow, that's a good break there.
Yeah, so it's kind of that deal of you have that mentality of do you want to force them to step up, or do you want to be the one to step up? And some people choose that, and some people go the way like I mentioned with which lane they feel more confident they can actually strike on. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of your personal preference.
Seen some very good spare shooting through one frame of this roll-off. If you're just joining us again, U15 girls, Skylar Petz, Savannah Portillo tied at 167 apiece. Portillo went first. She left a 3-6-10, made it. You just saw Skylar Petz leave a 7-pin and make that. Maybe a touch left, hold. All right, out of trouble again. So now her max of this roll-off is now 38. Which is going to make, assuming things go the way they are planned, Skylar will tell us that here right now. Oh, wow. All right, she takes the 6 off of the 10. And just like that, Skylar in the books with the 27 here in the roll-off. And 9 would be a victory, 9 out. Now,
this is coming off the lane where she had to strike.
Right, and anything less than 9 on the first shot puts it into a different category potentially. Nine's a winner. Savannah Portillo is going to advance. Great shot. Repeated the success she had on the fill shot on this right lane, as you just mentioned, Shalem. She needed 9 because of the chop spare, unfortunately, from Skylar Petz. It would have been a similar situation if she hadn't gotten 8 and then chopped the spare. We'd had another tie. Now, if you're Savannah Portillo, right, you basically get a free shot to kind of get somewhat lined up for this championship match and take a full advantage because she won't get any practice shots.
Yeah,
after
she's going to stick with the same ball and probably keep doing what she's doing. If she knows, she has a good idea what that right lane's doing. Maybe the left lane still looks like a pretty good shot again. Yep, trips the 4. So she's in the. She's got. I think the right lane's somewhat figured out, but she's got to figure out that left lane.
39-27. No, that is not a football score, but it is NFL Sunday.
It is.
It is a roll-off score, and Savannah Portillo advances. She will face Sophia DeLucia, the lone lefty of any finalists, boys or girls.
That is correct.
So you know I'm going to ask you about some strategy about that in a second.
Yes, sir.
As the lone lefty.
Yep.
Anthony Swanson will face Rush Steen. Those two were 1 and 2 just about all day in the total standings, or the overall standings, I should say. They will battle for the title. Anthony Swanson is trying to repeat as the U15 boys champion.
Okay.
He won it last year, trying to repeat and defend the title.
Okay.
He's got 10 frames to do it. I know Mom is watching. Dad is here, so shout out to the Swanson family. His brother might be watching as well.
Okay.
Trey Henriksmeyer, of course, what a season it has been for Trey, or a year so far in his LBC, PBA LBC success, winning the top overall prize of $25,000. Ching ching, deposit into your smart account for future school usage and such. He was just on an FS1 show, the LBC Clash. And, of course, Gianna Brandolino helped Junior Team USA to a gold medal recently this year in Peru over the summer.
Okay.
She is the now reigning U18 Girls Junior Gold Champion and finished second in a PWBA Regional in Rockford in August.
Okay.
And however many, it's double digits plus for EYT titles, SYC titles for G as well. Double look at, of course, the practice shots, and very important. I think the most important here for Trey, right? You see what he's trying based on what this pair is doing. He's obviously watched the first match, he watched the second match, and knows either A, he could have attempted, and he still could do it.
Correct.
He still could attempt to jump even further left and try to make that work. but you see him trying to
and
play a little right.
I will say his first shot there on 28 actually was from inside.
Gotcha. I
And
missed
that
it.
shot on 27, he changed balls and went to urethane and tried to play straighter and maybe get away from whatever was there. And so it, and again, it's utilizing the 4 shots to navigate. You see there, shot from in. I mean, that was a pretty decent shot. So I'm not usually a betting man, but I'm going to say that he might play that inside angle based on the read he got with the urethane ball trying to play out in the shot before.
That's one of those things too, right? If you trust your abilities,
correct,
and that's an area of the lane. Speaking of playing in, that he is very familiar with.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's one of those things of, but that is one of those deals that you have to do the same kind of thing on a regular TV show. That professionals do the same thing, and obviously, like you mentioned, Trey just coming off a TV show up in Portland, Maine. It's a deal of you got to kind of, is this an option out there based on what I saw the scores previously? And you never know. I mean, because the people, and it's one of those things that you always have to give it a look just in case, because nobody played out there. So you don't know what's actually there in the way the lane transitioned. So it was definitely, a smart play by that young man to kind of give it a look and see. And obviously his look from in is pretty good. Feel and touch, and he's shaking his head. He's like, that's not so bad. And you talk about Gianna and her abilities there, and that's, again, a ball change to kind of feel out what her ball's shaping and doing. So it's we've got down here, Anthony Swanson and Rushteen, like you said. Anthony looks like he's about ready to kick things off here. Took his couple shots fairly quickly, and we're still trying to get who's going to start the matches down here in front of us. And Anthony's ready to roll. And here we go in 29-30 in our title match for $1,000 in each division. And Anthony thought he actually threw it pretty well, but maybe a pinch on the firm side and leaves the 1-2-4. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, I think he was expecting his ball to see it a little bit different there. And it looks like Trey has chosen to have Delana start the match. Gianna's going to start her match. And it looks like Sophia is going to start her match over on 23 and 24. And Landon steps up. Pretty good shot for the wrap 10. And I think, he likes it. I think it's one of those things that, as we've been talking about through this match, Gianna starts out with a strike. And I think 27-28's finally transitioned a little bit more. It just took, like I said, it took a little different time. And those guys are, when you look at everybody in front of us here, these 4 matches, those guys are the deepest. They are playing the most kind of extreme angle, if you will. Because, again, you got the rev rates and the two-handed, and they're chasing it. Even though it was 40 feet, they kind of burned a spot and chased it quicker than the other pairs, like we talked about. The girls predominantly keeping the angles in front of them. We'll see if Brooklyn looks to be a pretty good shot off her hand. And you've got to take that kind of in stride because of the fact of, sitting for a few minutes. And Savannah starts the match with a strike as well. So over on 23 and 24, we've got Savannah Portillo and Sophia DeLucia, both with strikes. Here in front of us, Brooklyn Hebe. He's got 8 and the spare. And Trey Henrichmeyer over here on 27-28 leaves a 10-pin to start, so we'll see how that transitions for him. And Rush converts the spare, so all square. It's early nothing, and we will see how this plays out. Brooklyn seemingly made a touch of a move through the front, and a pretty good shot. A little fish, not super emotional, but it was one of those deals. She still clinched her fish at the foul line, like, okay, yeah, that was a good shot. Happy with that. And Savannah converts the 7 spare. Rush Rush up here on 29. Pretty good pitch right there for wrap 10. Oh. Sophia catches the early double. And Emil, you know, you mentioned the fact of her being the lone lefty, and that could be advantageous or disadvantage.
Right.
Disadvantageous.
It's always
is that a
50-50.
word? I don't know. Yeah, because, you know, she's the only one on that side of the lane.
Right.
On that pair. So she's just got 4 shots, and just like when we started a couple matches ago, she's seeing fresh oil. But she also saw the same thing down in the practice pair. So it's one of those deals where, catches the break, gets the 7 out, leaves only the 6-10 there. Because that actually, off her hand, she thought it was decent, but it actually crept up high there at the end. So Gianna with a pretty good, with the spare conversion right there, pretty good pitch to see it. Trey with actually a 2-8-10, gets 2. Okay.
A chance to really talk to Sophia's dad. By the way, folks, again, if you're watching, thank you for watching the Midwest Youth Main Event. The Youth Bowling Scholarship Foundation appreciates you. They appreciate all of those who are here, who are competing, parents, spectators, but certainly you, the viewer, and supporting this event and Bowlstream TV. Please subscribe. You could do me a favor by doing that. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up on this video as well. Plenty of bowling still to come here in the month, in the month of October and this year of 2023 as well. Appreciate you, and share also on Facebook and let everyone know where you're watching.
That's it. And Savannah catches a strike over there, so we got a tight match on 23 and 24. Gianna converts a spare, so the girls, Gianna and Brooklyn, are both clean here. The boys, 27-28. We've currently got a 4-pin match between Landon Jordan and Trey Hendershire. Again, maybe it's a transition, and it's because they're so steep. We'll see how the rest of this match plays out. And Anthony and Rush are both clean through 2. So we've got a 1-pin match over there. And Anthony with the crossover tickles the 4, leaves the 9. So Anthony crosses over, and the shot, I will say, his shot in the second actually went high as well. Oh. So we'll see. Looks like Rush is maybe thinking ball change again. Again, unforced errors like we talked about. You got to pick those spares to give yourself a fighting chance.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Give you a little heat here, Slim.
Okay.
Give me one antidote, if you will, for each player, each match that you believe that you think that needs to happen for that player to win their respective title. And we can start wherever you like. Let's start with the lefty.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously she's got a good look. She figured out, it was a little uncertain with when she came over from a practice pair, and her first couple shots actually missed the head pin left.
Right.
And it was a matter of her, like we talked about, paralleling closer. It's a 40-foot pattern, the medium pattern, but still for her was paralleling right and get her pocket closer to the 1-2. I like her chances of her reaction. She's fundamentally sound and has a pretty good look, so she's not seeing the transitions. Get a little frustration there. She sets her spare ball back down. So, and again, I think it's just staying in the moment and not forcing the errors. I mean, so she's ultimately staying, she's on the fresh. She's only a handful of shots in. Now, the opposite side of that, Savannah on that same pair, being the right side, has transitioned once already. Will we see another transition here this last game? Not likely, because her rev rate's not super high. Now she is using the ball. Savannah's using the ball with surface, so that could force things to, depending on if she might see a spot where it might pick up earlier than she maybe anticipated, because it's now starting to do that. Trey converting the spare there, so again we've got a pressure cooker going here in 27-28. Pretty good shot off her hand. 10 back. Let's see Gianna. Oh, pitch. I think in this match between Gianna and Brooklyn, honestly, I think this is going to go either way. It's going to be based on both of them controlling the 1-3. It's going to be who can carry and who can pick spares. Because they're both fundamentally sound players. Both have, although Gianna is playing a little bit deeper with a ball that's a little bit cleaner. So we'll see if that comes into play later on, because Brooklyn's using a little bit bigger ball, asymmetric with a stronger cover. So, again, the difference in rev rates and angles, that's going to be a thing coming down the stretch. But they're still in the same zone, both, like I said, both controlling the 1-3. Savannah catching the strike there. Watch Trey, pretty good shot, but again, we're starting to see the weird transition. Yep. So, and I think it's the mentality of the boys, because these guys are at that age of I can cheat a little more left and just hit it harder. And unfortunately, as we're seeing, that mentality it's the thing of a pretty good pitch right there to Brooklyn, in the flat 10. So she's in the right window. It's a matter of is there going to need to be a ball change or something? Again, it's just going to be dialed in. But anyway, the boys over here, as they get steeper and they try to hit it harder, you notice their angles through the front part of the lane they're going different directions, and drawing that target line down lane to get it to the tracer is the shape they need to get to. It's a matter of getting the angle to that, but unfortunately, because they're trying to hit it harder, they're not allowing themselves to let it feed to that spot. So, and again, an unforced error, because Savannah is a solid player. And just from what I've seen the last couple of days, again, like I said, I've not been around the youth world in a long time. So, and Anthony, is that going to roll? Okay, now it flips to a baby split. Pretty good pitch by Landon. And so, the prime example, we talked about both these players being around the pocket here, 25-26, Brooklyn and Gianna. Gianna's already left with a cleaner ball. Will Brooklyn think maybe I need to do the same? And maybe it's not a ball change for her. She knows her game better than anyone. So it'll be one of those things of maybe she needs to start chasing the left a little bit. But now it gets into Gianna's already left of her. Will that, then do I cheat a couple lefts and then it still does the same thing, or do I need to get left of where she's at? So there's strategy involved when you get into how lanes are breaking down. So,
and then finally, Anthony Swanson and Mr. Steen carry it. Landon. Message.
Yeah, down there, and again, Rush is again making another ball change. I think he's been through 3 balls through 4 frames, and as high as he did get a 9 count in a second, but he's 6 spare, 9 spare, 5 spare, 7 spare. So we'll see. Trips to 4. And Anthony's actually been around the pocket, but he's crossed over already 3 times in the 5 frames. So it's being a matter of, can he keep playing that to take advantage of it, or if it keeps crossing over going high, is it going to eventually turn into splits? So far, he's been lucky with that. And all right, so Rush switches to urethane, jumps out right, and
big zone change.
Whoa, and Trey with a ball change too. So we're seeing these kids. Wow, Gianna catches the double.
I love that these kids keep making you say "wow."
And dude, and that's
in
the
the
awesome
best
part.
way.
That's in the best way, yes, because they're and like we talked about it. We're now we're not quite senior circuit, but we're the older generation, and we've been sharing stories back and forth, and it's, man, when we were kids, we weren't doing this kind of thing. It wasn't it was back when you had this one ball, and you hoped that it worked, so you figured out how to make it work, and Rush catches the double down there. And but anyway, these kids they're understanding their equipment. They know their arsenals. They're seeing angles. And again, Trey with the ball change, just a touch high, leaves a 4. Frustration is now coming out. Savannah comes up a little light. Brooklyn with the split. So again, it gets into, I think it's one of those things that, you know, her and mom are going to have a chat there. And Anthony catches a strike, and it was a pretty good pitch right there. So I think maybe he made another move to get his angles correct through the front instead of going high. Oh, unforced error by Savannah.
Yeah, this one's unfortunately getting away from Savannah, and it's only about the spare shooting there. Sophia, whose dad is here, her brother bowls for Aquinas.
Okay.
And it was bowling the Midwest Collegiate Championships in Wauwatosa in the Milwaukee area. Her brother shot 300.
Oh, very cool.
At the collegiate tournament this week, or this weekend, yesterday, in fact.
All right.
I'm going to try to show something here. It's going to be difficult, I think, to try to fit it in, but we've been talking about the zone change possibilities, and Rush went ahead and did it. As Landon hits 3 in a row.
Catches the turkey, and that's taking a lead.
So let's see if this works. All right, so there's Rush. Watch the zone change, folks. He was left, right? He was playing further left.
Gianna catches the turkey.
Watch your screen. There's Rush. Look where he's at.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. When he went down, grabbed another ball, and jumped out almost together with urethane. And we'll see how that strategy plays out for him. And actually over here, Sophia actually opened as well in the 8th. So it's a 30-pin match. And now goes through the face, leaving the big split.
To go full screen and look at the scores of the U15 and U18 girls. And now right to Landon. You can see their scoreboards. And, stay up, stay up.
Shaky.
You don't want that 2-pin to fall. That would have been trouble to try to make.
Oh,
wow.
Gianna catching the 4-bagger, and think that, all right. Rush puts up the turkey. Obviously, that was maybe the right move at the right time.
Pretty impressive at that age. You know, that's the kind of move that you see a Simonson make, Belmo make. And I'm not trying to exaggerate it to a degree. Oh, great spare.
Great spare.
I am trying to illustrate the level of knowledge
that these kids have.
And also
yes,
the courage to make that type of change in a championship match.
That's huge.
That one's not over.
From what we thought just a second ago, that is completely not over. So we'll see.
Home cooking, Rushstein.
The 2-8.
Home cooking.
That changes things, but yeah, no. We thought Sevilla, you know, with Savannah with the unforced error there in the 8th, comes back with a strike, and we'll see if she can catch the double. Oh, it's a pretty good pitch. Unfortunately, I don't. Sophia's, it's if she could have struck there, it would have forced things, but Sophia now just has to stay behind the foul line and keep it on the lane. And that's a pretty good pitch there by Anthony.
Savannah did make that 10-pin. Again, the best she can do is 160.
There's a good shot.
Brooklyn just struck along the left side of your, left of the camera, I should say. Trying to see here. Trey took a re-rack. All right, so let's see if Swanson will go. He will not.
Yeah, he's stepping up. He's stepping up right now.
Gotcha. Now to Swanson. Taking a little extra time there. This is a big shot.
We got to the tracer, and it did the right thing.
Had to have it. Well, I'll tell you what. Brooklyn Hebe. Shout out to Dad Rick, Mom Casey, and their other daughter Alexis just missed the U15 girls cut by about 15 pins. And great family. Very impressed with Brooklyn's game. Look forward to seeing her. I think she's a senior. No doubt she should be bowling at the next level. I hope to see that soon. Rixmeyer, strike. So for
and it was one of those deals too of the shot prior on lane where he 4-pinned. He tripped the forward there, but it was just the angle through the front that, you know, it's all about angles and shapes.
Rushteen with a 4-bagger, as you can see, made a big ball change and a big zone change right. 9th frame, 4-pin. Really good shot. Left side, Brandolino.
With great game.
Sophia, and she can play too.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
another.
Wow. At least that one wiggled for her.
That was
at least it moved.
a shaker type 7 as opposed to the over top 7.
The one in the, of course, first shot in the 10th frame or second shot in the 10th to try to double did not move whatsoever. So the score, max score for Anthony Swanson is 236 down there. Gianna getting a nice victory lap here. She bowled very well this weekend. So Rush after the spare. His best now is 230.
Landon converts the spare. So are we in the spot where we can see the scoreboard? There we go.
238, 171 U18 girls. Title goes to Gianna Brandolino, $1,000 scholarship. Congrats to G, and it's another victory in the Brandolino camp this year. What a season, what a year. It's a new season now, so it's a year at this point. What a year for Gianna Brandolino, and it's not over yet. Now to Rushteen. 10th frame. A double would force Swanson to do the same. A little light and leaves a 2-pin. That probably was just a hair right. Down lane. Landon. Oh, see it. See it, young fella. Sophia DeLucia, I believe, waiting for a ball return on 23 and 24 before she finishes out her final shot. She has, of course, wrapped up the victory. She, too, a $1,000 scholarship winner. All 4 participants in the U15 girls match in every division will be receiving prize checks.
Yep. And this will rush here.
All right.
Converts spare. Oh, I was going to say this match between Trey and Landon is technically not over.
No, it's not.
You know, Trey he holds his own destiny here in the 9th and 10th. Got it wider than he wanted. Wobbly 10. Not happy. And that pretty much seals the deal. So if he could have struck out, it could have put a little pressure on Landon to step up there in the 10th. But as it stands, we'll see a rush here's got his fill. He's got 199 spare up in the 10th. So we'll see. Decent out. That was a lot better pitch out of his hand. Strike. And you can hear the crowd behind, obviously the local guy.
Well, I tell you what, Rushteen grew up right there.
Yep.
In that game. Yeah, he's been working through some growth spurt stuff.
Yeah. What was the deal is Brandon was saying, he's like, man, he goes, have you ever heard of 3 span changes in a year? I go, yeah, it can happen. He goes, my kid won't stop growing.
To make a move like that, championship match.
Absolutely. And you look at how, 6 spare, 9 spare, 5 spare, 7 spare. Hey, grab urethane, jump to the gutter, 4-bagger. That was a pretty good shot. Yep, 10 back.
All right, here it is for Anthony Swanson, looking to defend and repeat as the U15 boys Midwest Youth Main Event champion. He needs to strike. 9 won't do it. That would put him a few spins back. Swanson for the win. Bang! Anthony Swanson does it again.
By the way, that was pure.
Man. Charlotte Swanson, your son, has won back-to-back Midwest Youth Main Event titles.
collecting $1,000 and a championship belt.
Hey, Scooby. Look at Scooby just popping in randomly. Appreciate you tuning in, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see a little bit of that, Scooby. Well, how about that shot from Sophia's still waiting for a bowling ball. Well, now I'm hoping everything's okay. Henry Smyer.
Crosses over. But at that point in time, he threw it when he needed it. And, yeah, Trey's.
Yeah.
It's frustrations of a young man who's
absolutely
reaching next levels of talent. He saw it, and that's all. That's where he's sensing his frustrations, and the fact of he saw what he needed to do, and it was just a matter of getting it done. And he knows he came up short today. So, and the best part about this too is, a lot of kids, the big thing of the learning experience and situations like this, and Landon, pretty good shot, 10 back. Seals was already over, seal the deal. Again, these guys are best buds. As I've learned a lot of this stuff by hanging out and seeing these kids interact.
You got to watch it.
And frustration, but also, hey, high five. Like, hey, you won, bro. I'll catch you next time. That's kind of one of those things. And those two are going to bowl each other again. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Love that about youth bowling. Well, folks, honestly, and I think if you've watched enough Bowlstream TV on the Elite Youth Tour, you know all about Landon. There's many of you who may be unfamiliar with Landon and Trey, Gianna, Anthony, Rush, Sophia, Savannah, and all of these great finalists that we've had here. They are literally the future of the sport, and they have chances to be generationally great, and I really mean that. Like, they could be those players that we all grew up watching. Slim and I, you watching this grew up.
Yep.
Those who are performing on the PBA 50 now, who we grew up watching on TV.
And it's funny, we actually talked about that. Yeah, for sure.
The great women who we've all grown up to watch. Not even just now, not even the Liz's and the Kellys. Yeah, but obviously now the Shannons, the Danielles, the Briannas, the Dashes, the Verities. But even going back further, the Lisa Wagners and Tammy Turners and Nikki Giannoulias's and Alita Sills, right? I mean, these are the kind of people that are bowling every week, every month. And we're going to watch them on TV in the future.
That is correct. And, and when you talk about the generational aspect, it's one of those things that when you take the greats of the game before, it's because of their love and passion and, the situation of they had access to a bowling center and they were the ones that this and that. These kids, very few of them have access to a bowling center on a regular basis. They go to make it happen. They go bowl these youth tournaments. They're traveling at different parts of the country, between the SYCs and talking to some of the parents are like, oh yeah, we've been to almost every SYC, and they're coast to coast. But it's one of those things of that's where you have to go if you're going to compete. And she finally gets her ball back. All right, Sophia finally finishes her game over there. We had a little ball return hiccup. We thought she was done like 15 minutes ago, and
she's been waiting for about
look at her, and her ball came back. She's jumping up for joy. She's like, "Yay, it came back!" They kept thinking it was in the back, but no, it was actually up here in the front. So we got that dialed in, and now we got Brendan and Matthew bringing in the. Uh-oh. There we go. I feel like something happened to the. There we go. You got to pull it apart a little bit. Yeah, like the screen's squished there at the top. Anyway, it's just the deal of this is where these kids are going to get better, and they're going to get to that. And like you were just talking about, these kids aren't even in college yet.
No.
So there's another level of competition still to come, and they're good now, and they're going to get better, and they stick to it. They're going to continue to get better. So this is the growth of our sport. This is the awesome stuff, man.
Slim, on behalf of the YBSF, I just want to thank you for being here this week.
Oh, absolutely. It was
Roto
awesome.
Grip,
I'm
of
glad.
course.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those deals that we, at Roto Grip as part of Storm, we're all about helping grow the sport and all the different tournaments that we sponsor coast to coast, and in a special event like this, like I said, we ended up with 99 kids bowling. Each kid got a Roto Grip exotic gem, and they got a great experience. And so it was an honor to come be a part of this. It was fantastic to witness and see. And now I've actually got to see some names, and I've heard some names in conversations or here and there. And like I said, I haven't been to too many youth events here in the last handful of years, and so like, oh hey, yeah, I've heard about you, or oh hey, yeah, I've heard about you. And like I said, they were like, oh, you, yeah, we probably need to pay attention to you because you throw it really good. All right. So, but again, it's evolution, and it's the growth of our sport, and that's what's great.
The awards presentation will be coming up next. I know they'll be moving the table, probably putting the finishing touches on a few checks, the big checks too, the Happy Gilmore checks.
Yes, and by the way, I do have to. And I don't know if you're going to broadcast this part, but I'm told I have to leave.
Yeah, no,
because I have to.
You got to award the championship
belts. I get the title belts, and Brandon came up to me a while, earlier this morning after about the game order two.
Hit the great one's music.
Yeah, he came up. He goes, "Hey," he goes, we're good with you handing out the title belts, right? I go, well, that's what you told me the other day. He goes, okay, just making sure. I'm like, dude, I got you. I'm there. I said, I can't tell you. I said, yeah, maybe we thumb wrestle for the title belts. I don't know. I might have to. Maybe I'll do that. Thumb wrestle them. You get the you Happy Gilmore check, but if I beat you thumb wrestling, I get to keep the title belt.
That's right.
No, no, just kidding.
Well, I appreciate you sharing some time with us here in the
kids
booth.
earned them, and it's like I said, it was a great week, and it's a great event. And again, this is only the second one. And it's going to continue to grow. And talking the tournament crew, they've gained some ideas, and it's going to be some good stuff. So I'm gonna, So I think that's the cue. They're
That's
like, hey,
cue.
here you get to go play with belts. All right, here we
Thanks,
go.
Slim.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.
All right, Mr. Slimmer is going out to award the championship belts. Again, hang tight, folks. You don't want to miss the best part.
All right, that completes our Midwest. Seriously, Midwest Youth Main Event Round 2. We will start with our high qualifiers from today.
Trying to narrow them down right now. Shauna, find a really good art school.
I haven't had problems with this all weekend until now. High qualifier for the U15 girls for a $100 bonus, Sophia Galusha. Our high qualifier for the U18 girls for a $100 bonus, Gianna Brandolino. High qualifier for the U15 boys, Anthony Swanson. And our final $100 bonus for high qualifier goes to the U18 boy, Trey Hendricksmeyer.
These are the high qualifier bonuses being given out.
I'm happy to have it in my favorite child, though.
Extra volume there.
And my favorite child. Phase 2 on it.
awards for our U15 girls division, finishing in 4th place with a scholarship of $100. Finishing in 3rd place today for the U15 girls, Skylar Petts. Your runner-up finisher for the U15 girls, Savannah Portillo. And your MYME Round 2 winner for the U15 girls with the championship belt, a high five jersey, and a $1,000 Smart Fund scholarship, Sophia DeLucia. Moving on to the U18 girls field, finishing in 4th place today for a scholarship of $325, Sarah Magoo. Finishing in 3rd place today with a scholarship of $375, Abigail Starkey. Your runner-up today in the U18 girls for a scholarship of $500, Brooklyn Heeb. And your main event round 2 winner for the U18 girls with a custom high five jersey, $1,000 scholarship, and a championship belt, Gianna Brandolino. Moving on to our U15 boys division, finishing in 4th place with a scholarship of $375, Josh Weems. Finishing in 3rd place with a scholarship of $425 today, Sebi Vetter.
He is, don't worry. You just need to sleep in the car in about 10 minutes.
Earning a $550 scholarship for runner-up, Rush Steen. And last but certainly not least, our only back-to-back main event champion for a $1,000 scholarship, a high five custom jersey, Anthony Swanson.
Probably needed something back.
Finishing up with our U18 boys today, finishing in 4th place with a scholarship of $500, Griffin Jordan.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you do. Yes, you will.
We're going to do a picture of all the champions with their belts too.
Finishing in 3rd place with a scholarship of $625 today, Carson Reed.
Congratulations, sir. Great weekend. You have a medal guy.
Runner-up in the U18 boys today, earning a scholarship of $700, Trey Hendricksmeyer. And your U18 boys Midwest Youth Main Event Round 2 champion for a $1,000 scholarship and a championship belt, Landon Jordan.
I'm stopped.
Thanks again for everybody coming out to support our 2nd ever Midwest Youth Main Event. We will look forward to having another one hopefully next October. Keep on the lookout on Facebook and all the other social media platforms that we utilize. Thanks again for supporting our event. We really appreciate all of your help. Everybody safe travels going home.
Hey, Anthony. Like pulling around your forehead. Yeah.
U18 second place. Sorry. It's been a long weekend, so sorry. Yes. Yes. Put it on. Yes. They all know that they all need to come down.
Both sides. Let's go.
Did all the leaders
Kenny, get him. Get him, Kenny.
There goes $1,000 for my money. Like, if I could do it. Going down.
No, that's how wrestling is. Just like that. Oh, yeah. You're right. You represent Look at him.
Sophia, scooch in.
Take it off.
And folks, with that, that is going to wrap it up here at the Midwest Youth Main Event round number 2. Again, our champions, U15 girls, Sophia DeLucia, and U18 girls, Gianna Brandolino, U15 boys, Anthony Swanson defends his U15 boys title from a season ago. And in U18 boys, Landon Jordan. What a moment for all of those individuals. Congratulations to all of the finalists. Before we go, I do want to mention in the U18 girls, receiving $275 and $275 scholarship, Allison Roberts. She finished 5th, and then Maya Santalese also received a $225 scholarship for her 6th place finish. Then in U15 boys, JT Grothish finished 5th with earned $325. Tyler Polish finished 6th, earning $275. Micah Jensen finished 7th, earning $250. Eason Taylor finished 8th, earning $225 in U15 boys. And in U18 boys, Christian Luna finished 10th. He earned $225. Joseph Woods Wiseman finished 9th. He earned $275. Evan White was 8th. He earned $300. Davis Best finished 7th. He earned $325. Lewis Shantz finished 6th. He took home $375. And Josh Sachs finished 5th. He took home a $450 scholarship. Again, every finalist to advance to the step ladders earn money, earn checks. $1,000 only to the winners. So congrats again to Sophia DeLucia, U15 girls, Gianna Brandolino, U18 girls, Anthony Swanson, U15 boys, and Landon Jordan, U18 boys. I want to thank the Youth Bowling Scholarship Foundation, comprised of Brandon Steen, Matthew McConaughey, Angie Erickson, Kelly Steimel, Lindsay Smedley, Ann Brinson, and Josh Steer. Without those individuals and all of the hard work that they have put into this event, certainly last year, and then able to bring it back again, sell it out for round number 2. It's only going to grow and continue to grow, folks. So make sure you are supporting the Youth Bowling Scholarship Foundation. Please like their Facebook page. Again, Youth Bowling Scholarship Foundation, YBSF. Like and follow their page on Facebook. And then finally, want to thank all of our sponsors. Congrats to Easton, of course, Curtis. You guys drive safe. Mom, I'll see you as well. Y'all be safe. Thank you to all of our sponsors, RotoGrip, ADS Recycling, H5G, the Greater Cedar Valley USBC, Hampton Inn, the other place, Experience Waterloo, the Greater Cedar Valley Youth Bowling, and, of course, Cadillac XBC, our wonderful venue and the GM here, Mick Hackbarth, and the proprietors of both Cadillac XBC and Maple Lanes, where we had our social last night. Rich and Kathy Amy. That is going to do it for me, folks. What an opportunity to be here and help service youth bowling. There's nothing like it. We talked about collegiate bowling being nothing like that. Well, there's nothing like youth bowling because we are living in a current day, folks, where the youth simply are the best they've ever been. That goes for my generation, Slim's generation, your generation if you're driving your child home right now. Your child is excellent, whether it's on the lanes or off. We've got some really talented young people, and it is our job to continue to mold and grow their wants, needs, of course, on the lanes and off. It's an honor, really it is, to be here each and every month, whether it's Elite Youth Tour, Midwest Youth Main Event, or anywhere else. I get a chance to cover youth bowling. So I thank you for welcoming me, of course, into your homes, on your mobile devices, your laptops, and wherever you may be utilizing digital technology. We appreciate you. We leave you, of course, there's Anthony Swanson and his dad getting a couple of photos. He's got 2 belts. He's the only person who can say that in the early stages of this wonderful event. And, of course, Chris Schlemmer. Big thanks to Chris, Roto Schlim. Make sure you follow him on all social media channels. Thanks for Slim for joining me throughout the day, of course, for the Stepladder Finals. He was in the booth yesterday. I want to thank Andy Belo. He owns the other place just down the street. He joined me for a little bit yesterday. All of our college coaches who were represented here and joined us. Roger Taylor Jr. of Hawkeye Community, Kenny Shaughnessy of Spoon River College, and Alexis and Brandon Runk, head coach and assistant coach at Wartburg College. We appreciate them as well. So for the final time, we will say so long for now. Congrats again to all of our winners here at the Midwest Youth Main Event, Round 2, the 2023 edition. My name is Emil Williams Jr. We say so long for now. This has been a presentation of the Midwest Youth Main Event. You watched it live and only on Bowl Stream TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and please share. We will see you next time. Have a good night, folks.